All right, so we're diving into ChatGPT today, and specifically all the ways it can help us make some money. You sent over this document, 300 plus ways to make money with ChatGPT, and it's just this massive list of ideas and prompts, pretty much everything you can imagine. I mean, I'm seeing the typical stuff like, writing and marketing gigs, but then there's also some really out there stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how many possibilities ChatGPT is opening up. Like even beyond what's in the document, it's just constant. It's like having a brainstorming partner who's always coming up with crazy ideas.
Okay, so before we get too deep into all that, I think it might be helpful to make sure we're all on the same page. So for anyone who hasn't heard of it yet, ChatGPT is basically like this super smart language model that can write pretty much like a human write.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a chat bot, but way more advanced. Like think of it as being trained on just mountains and mountains of data. So it can take your instructions and understand them and then create test or card case.
Mhm. So it's not like I can just type in "make me $1 million" and it'll just magically happen, right? It's more of a tool that can amplify our existing skills and talents.
Exactly. And that's actually a point that this document really emphasizes. It's all about using ChatGPT to build on what you're already good at.
Okay, that makes sense. So for those of us who maybe aren't super tech savvy, how do we even get started with this? Like, I'm imagining it's some crazy complicated setup process with all sorts of technical jargon.
Oh, no, it's actually much easier than you might think. The document actually does a great job of explaining the account setup in a way anyone can understand. I think the real key is learning how to communicate with ChatGPT, like how to create effective prompts that will give you the results you're looking for.
Okay, so let's talk about that because I noticed that this document doesn't just throw a bunch of random ideas at you, it organizes them into categories, which is really helpful.
Yeah, and that's where you can start to see the real potential. Of course, there are the obvious ones like writing and marketing. But then it gets into some unexpected stuff like automation, gaming, even personal development, like stuff I would have never even thought of.
Yeah, that's totally what caught my eye too. Like, I love the unexpected because that's where the real innovation happens.
Totally agree. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today, the stuff that makes you go, wait, I can use ChatGPT for that.
All right, so listener, get ready because we're about to jump into some examples from these more unexpected categories, and trust me, it's going to get interesting. First up, let's tackle automation and productivity. What kind of time-saving magic are we talking about here?
Well, one prompt that really stood out to me was about creating a guide for automating inventory management for e-commerce businesses. Like imagine never having to spend hours updating spreadsheets manually or dealing with frustrating stock errors. ChatGPT can streamline that whole process and potentially save you a ton of time and money.
That's huge. Anyone who's run an online store knows how much of a pain inventory management can be. So basically, ChatGPT is like your super efficient virtual assistant, taking care of all the tedious tasks so you can focus on more important things.
Exactly. And what's really cool is that you could even turn this into a service for other e-commerce businesses. There's definitely a market for that kind of automation expertise.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. All right, let's move on to another unexpected category: entertainment and gaming. Now, I'm a bit of a gamer myself, so I'm really curious how ChatGPT fits into this world.
Well, there's a prompt in here about generating scripts for YouTube gaming reviews.
Uh-huh.
Like imagine ChatGPT helping you create these engaging reviews.
Yeah.
That could really boost your channel's views and subscribers.
That would be a game changer for sure. I mean, video editing and script writing can take up so much time for content creators, so if ChatGPT can handle some of that workload, it could be a huge productivity boost. But even beyond YouTube, I'm thinking about actual game development. Could ChatGPT help with that too?
Definitely. There are prompts for generating storylines, dialogue, even character descriptions. Like it can be your creative partner, helping you flesh out the whole world of your game.
Wow, that opens up a whole new world for indie game developers. Okay, this is getting really exciting. Last but not least, let's talk about personal development and coaching. This feels like ChatGPT is venturing into uncharted territory. What kind of prompts are we talking about here?
One that caught my eye was about designing a 12-week life coaching program. But before you think ChatGPT is about to replace human coaches, it's more about using it to enhance and refine what we do best.
Right, it's not about replacing human connection, it's more about using technology to augment it. So ChatGPT could help coaches create personalized program outlines,
Mm-mm.
generate exercises, or even write scripts for motivational speeches.
Exactly. It's all about creating a more impactful and personalized coaching experience. And for someone just starting out as a coach, this could be a game changer in terms of creating their programs and materials.
This is seriously blowing my mind, and we're just scratching the surface here. Listener, if you're anything like me, you're probably already brainstorming a million ways to use ChatGPT in your own life and work.
But before you run off and do that,
Mm,
we should probably talk about how to actually use this tool effectively. Because the document really goes deep on the whole prompt crafting thing. It's not as simple as it might seem.
that's a great point. Let's take a closer look at how to talk to ChatGPT like a pro so we can get the most out of this powerful tool.
It really is kind of an art, like crafting prompts that ChatGPT actually understands. You can't just, throw any random requests at it and expect great results.
Right. Like I remember one time I tried asking it to write a catchy jingle about socks and it just wasn't good. Definitely not something you'd hear on the radio.
Exactly. The document really emphasizes the importance of being clear and specific in your prompts. It's like that old saying, garbage in, garbage out. If your instructions are vague, the output's going to be vague too.
Okay, that makes sense. So like instead of saying write a blog post about marketing, I should say something like write a 500-word blog post about social media marketing for eco-friendly clothing brands. That's way more specific,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. You've given it a word count, a specific niche, a target audience. That's the kind of stuff ChatGPT loves, like giving someone directions. The clearer you are, the better they can get you where you need to go.
This is making me think about all the times I've gotten lost using my GPS. Maybe I should start giving my GPS prompts like I would with ChatGPT.
Huh. That's actually not a bad idea.
Okay.
But seriously, this principle applies to pretty much any task you're doing with ChatGPT, whether it's writing, coding, brainstorming, you name it.
So it's like a back and forth kind of thing. I give ChatGPT a prompt, it gives me something back, and then I refine the prompt based on that and just keep going until I get what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And that's where your human judgment comes in. ChatGPT can create the raw materials, but you're the one who shapes it into something special.
Okay, so we're getting the hang of talking to ChatGPT, but this whole document is so focused on the money-making aspect, which is obviously exciting. But are there any potential downsides or risks we should be aware of?
Well, one risk is becoming overly reliant on ChatGPT. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking it's a magic solution for everything.
Yeah, I get that. Like, I'm all for using technology to make my life easier,
Yeah.
but I don't want to become so dependent on it that I lose my own skills.
Exactly. It's a tool, not a replacement for your own abilities. And the document actually talks about this too and encourages people to always double check the output and use their own judgment.
So it's about finding that balance, right? Between using this incredible technology and maintaining our own skills and expertise.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
And speaking of skills and expertise,
Yeah.
let's get back to those unexpected money-making examples. What else caught your eye in the document?
Well, I was really interested in the prompts for creating online courses and webinars, like using ChatGPT to create scripts, outlines, even quizzes for educational content that you could sell.
That's a great idea. There are so many people out there with valuable knowledge to share, and ChatGPT could help them create high-quality courses much faster and easier.
Yeah, exactly. It could really democratize online education, making it more accessible for everyone. It's not just about making money. It's about spreading knowledge and empowering people.
And the cool thing about ChatGPT is that it can adapt to different learning styles. You can create video scripts, interactive exercises, pretty much anything you can imagine.
Okay, I'm totally sold on the online education front. But what about something more creative, like art, storytelling, that kind of stuff? Can ChatGPT tap into that realm too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's actually a prompt in the document about outlining a comic book series about a group of teenage superheroes.
Yeah.
Like imagine using ChatGPT to brainstorm characters, plot twists, dialogue.
Uh-huh.
It could save artists and writers so much time.
Wow, that's next level. I'm picturing these comic book artists with ChatGPT as their brainstorming sidekick, coming up with all sorts of crazy ideas.
It's like having a digital muse. And think about all the other creative possibilities. Writing novels, screenplays, even song lyrics. It could be a game changer for anyone who's ever struggled with writer's block.
Okay, so we've talked about education, creativity. What about those personal development and coaching applications we mentioned earlier?
Oh yeah, there's a prompt about creating personalized coaching templates for clients. Like imagine ChatGPT helping you create custom goal-setting worksheets, progress trackers, even those little motivational messages that keep people going.
That would be amazing, especially for coaches who work with a lot of clients. It could help them offer a more personalized experience without getting burnt out.
Exactly. It's all about working smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT can definitely help with that. And this goes back to what we were saying before. It's not about replacing human coaches. It's about giving them the tools to better connect with and support their clients.
Right, because at the end of the day, human connection is what really matters. No matter how advanced AI gets, I don't think it can ever truly replace the empathy and understanding that a human coach can offer.
I totally agree. There's something special about that human-to-human connection that no algorithm can replicate.
This whole document feels like we've stumbled upon a treasure trove of secrets. But were there any prompts that seemed a bit too far-fetched, even for ChatGPT?
Honestly, some of the finance and investing prompts made me a little nervous, like the ones about analyzing stock trends and predicting market fluctuations. That's some serious stuff.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, ChatGPT can crunch numbers and generate reports, but I'm not sure I'd trust it to manage my retirement fund just yet.
Yeah, it's all about being smart and using common sense. Just because ChatGPT can do something doesn't mean we should blindly trust it with everything.
Well said. I think that's a good reminder for everyone as we navigate this new world of AI. It's about staying informed, being critical thinkers, and using our own judgment.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've explored the potential of ChatGPT to make money, but there's another important aspect we haven't touched on yet, the ethical implications. Oh yeah, that's a big one. We can't just focus on the profits without considering the broader impact of using AI responsibly.
Exactly. So let's dive into that next because with great power comes great responsibility, right? So we've talked about all the amazing things you can do with ChatGPT and how it can help you make money, but let's be real for a second. Like any powerful tool, there's got to be a flip side,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, it's all fun and
Yeah.
games until someone accidentally creates a marketing campaign that's totally offensive or uses ChatGPT to generate content that's full of misinformation.
Yeah, that's definitely not a good look. So, how do we make sure we're using this responsibly, especially when there's money involved?
Transparency is a big one. If you're using ChatGPT to create anything,
Mm.
whether it's a blog post or a whole website, you got to be upfront about it. Let your clients or audience know that AI was involved in the process.
Right. It's about being honest and building trust. People have a right to know where the information they're consuming is coming from. It's like the difference between something handmade and something mass produced. Sometimes that matters to people.
Exactly. And it's not just about disclosing the use of AI. It's also about making sure the content itself is actually good. We can't just blindly trust ChatGPT to churn out perfect work every time. Human oversight and editing are still super important.
So it's like having an AI intern, right? They can do a lot of the grunt work, but they still need guidance from someone with experience.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. The point is we can't just hand over all our responsibility as creators just because we have these tools.
Yeah.
We're still accountable for the quality and the accuracy of the work that's produced.
That makes sense. And that brings up another interesting point. What about the potential for bias? I mean, ChatGPT is trained on a massive data set, and we all know that data can reflect existing biases in society.
Yeah, that's a huge concern. We have to be really careful about the possibility of ChatGPT perpetuating harmful stereotypes
Yeah.
or spreading misinformation, even if it's unintentional.
It's like they say, you are what you eat. ChatGPT is what it's trained on, so we have to be mindful of the ingredients.
Exactly. We need to approach the output with a critical eye, especially when it comes to sensitive topics. It's our job to double-check the information, challenge assumptions, and make sure we're not contributing to the spread of harmful content.
So it's not just about making money with ChatGPT, it's about making money responsibly. And that means being aware of the potential downsides and taking steps to avoid them.
Couldn't agree more. It's about using this incredible technology for good, not just for profit. And that requires careful thought, critical thinking, and a strong ethical compass.
Well said. So, listener, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored the incredible potential of ChatGPT to generate income, but we've also talked about the importance of using it ethically and responsibly. I hope you've been taking notes because there's a whole world of opportunity out there just waiting to be discovered.
Yeah, and remember, ChatGPT is just one tool in this rapidly evolving world of AI. And the exciting thing is, we're still in the early stages. Who knows what amazing advancements are just around the corner?
That's what makes this whole thing so exciting. It feels like we're on the verge of something truly transformative. But as we enter this new territory, let's do it with our eyes wide open, embracing the potential, but also being mindful of the risks.
And let's not forget to have some fun along the way. This technology is incredibly powerful,
Hmm.
but it's also incredibly playful. So don't be afraid to experiment, to push the boundaries, and see what amazing things you can create with ChatGPT by your side.
Exactly. Unleash your creativity, explore new possibilities, and see where this journey takes you. Who knows, maybe you'll be the next ChatGPT millionaire. All thanks to our little deep dive today.
And if you do strike it rich, don't forget to share the wealth. But more importantly, share the knowledge. Let's help each other navigate this exciting new world of AI and make sure it's a force for good.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's it for our deep dive today. We've laughed, we've learned, and hopefully, we've left you feeling inspired and ready to explore the world of ChatGPT. Go out there and create amazing things. Until next time, keep diving deep.